Let's do go live, tweet.
I see you in 3D. The dawn is bright for me. No more dark for me. I know you're watching me.
Ooh, what it do, what it do, what is up, YouTube? It's your guy Hector, aka host of the Yankees Morning Brew, and I'm chilling with my man Pots and Pan Jigger Man Porto. What it do, baby?
You get me hype with the intro of my own name, bro. Like
I tried, bro. I tried.
I'm telling you, we gotta get sound effects. We gotta get Pete.
Something. But don't
Firework
worry,
effects.
tax season is coming around, so when we file our taxes, we'll be able to get that, for 2020 treat. But shout out to the chat, shout out to the entire NYY News TV family. This is December 30th, Friday, December 30th. It's the last Get Yanked of 2022. But so far, Get Yanked has been awesome so far. So we appreciate everybody who helped us out. Appreciate my man Pete 780 for giving us the opportunity. Jigga Man, what are you thankful for going into 2023?
First of all, I would have liked for you to give me a little warning that we're going to come in here and have one of these moments of what are you grateful for the year? So I'm really excited
we gotta keep you on
about
spot, bro.
I'm really excited about the fact that we're here, we're doing shows. I mean, it's been a crazy year, bro. Like everything, on the content side has been dope, and what we're doing with P and NYY News TV, but let's be real. We've had our ups and downs when it comes to our sports teams, but it's been a crazy year, man, as a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we witnessed Aaron Judge with 62 this year.
Yes.
Right? Like, it's so easy to move past all that because we're like, who's going to be in left field? But we saw what we saw this year, which was huge. We also saw that we got a lot of holes that we need to fix going into next year. But let's talk about the positives. Judge. How about we got the Rodon signing? Like, these are things to end the year on a high note that make me very happy.
Exactly. So as we jump into the conversation, let's do a little bit of the roll call, because we always got to do a little bit of the roll call. Shout out to my man Tyler Tabbitt. Sorry, I've been practicing. Tyler Tabbitt is in the building. Tyler, what it do? My man Halal from Backstage Baseball. If you haven't seen Halal Hot Takes over at the Yankees Morning Brew, make sure you do. Chris Perez Jr. is in the building. Chrissy, what it do? Hirsch is in the building. My man Hirsch, what it do, baby? Getting ready for the new year. I see you. L.I. Yankee King is in the building, my man. Listen, L.I. Yankee King was on the last episode of the Yankees Morning Brew with the open panel. If you guys haven't checked that video out, it should be in the description of this video, so you can check out L.I. Yankee King with his 30 different trade scenarios, because he always comes with the trade scenarios. But go hold Jigga, man. Before we jump through, before we jump to the first tweet, before we get this started, right? Were you able to do the giveaway? Is the giveaway still happening today, or are we postponing that to next week? What are we doing with this giveaway?
Well, we're still giving people a chance. It was to the end of the year, so we technically got another day left, right? So for everybody in the chat, all you got to do is go on Twitter and give a little get yanked and at Jigaporto, at Project Nerd, at NyynewsTV. Give us a little tag that gets you entered, and you can get yourself that get yanked shirt. How you doing?
Yes, sir.
You know me, I see a comment and I got to jump in it right away and make everybody a little uncomfortable, but I'm not sure what this means. We had Ramon Solano saying NYY News is the best channel. All others are a bunch of liars.
Well,
all right, so moving right along.
Yeah, moving right on.
We can talk all about the exciting stuff and how grateful we are for 2022, but this is Get Yanked. And there's been stuff put out there that people got to get yanked about. And I know we got one off the gate. This is the one I want to start with, bro.
Go ahead, baby.
Because it's one that no matter what will never happen as long as I never want to see this happen. Excuse me, Mr. Executive Producer. Can you throw that first one up there for us? Let's show the chat what we're talking about. But I'm pretty sure everybody in this chat will agree with that. This is a total get yanked.
100%. 100%. Right. And we understand that this Twitter account, it is a parody account, right? But even so, even if it is a parody account, there's some people out there that don't know the difference between parody and real life. But when it comes to the Yankees, right? When it comes to the Yankees players and, their jerseys, right? You cannot have the last name of the player be on the back of the jersey. We are Yankee fans. Yankee fans know it's all about that logo on front of the jersey, not no name in the back of the jersey. And that's what separates this organization from any organization in Major League Baseball. It's all about the Yankees and their history.
I think I got to get yanked. I think I missed that one.
All right, it's okay.
I'm getting yanked. Right. I need to be everybody. Pete Simonetti is now getting yanked, okay?
Never that.
On the episode of Get Yanked. You guys sent me that one. That's the only one I missed. I'm sitting here like scratching my head like there ain't no way I done that. So Pete, get yanked.
Listen, you gotta go out the new year with a get yanked, Pete. If anybody goes out the new year with a get yanked, Mr. Simonetti, the boss, has to get one. Probably.
It's gotta be me. My bad.
Well, I would like to point out to the chat, don't revolt and take it out on us. They're like, that's it. They get yanked to Pete, and that's it. They all turn on us. No one's ever gonna want to watch us again.
Somebody's like, yo, bring Spanky up. Shout out to Spanky, the mascot of NYY News TV. But yeah, Tim King of Jordans, my man Team, what it do? Anthony Medina is in the building. I didn't even see you. De La Isla, Anthony, what is good, my guy?
Even Sunil in the chat. Yanked Petey? Ouch. Oh my gosh.
My man G-Man is in the building also. Listen, there's 54 people that's in the building right now. Hit that like button for your boys.
Facts. All right, so back to the topic at hand here, right? So yeah, again, it's a parody account, but it really got me to thinking. Could you imagine a world where if we woke up and they did actually say the Yankees jerseys are going to have names on the back?
No, I don't. That means that whoever's owning the team at the time sold their devil for that evil dollar. That's
but
it.
Let's say they did it. Would you still buy Yankees jerseys though, or are you done buying jerseys?
Bro, I don't even want to talk. First of all,
I need to know what you guys would do.
Yeah, chat. Let us know what you guys think. If they started putting names on the back of Yankee jerseys, how would you feel as a Yankee fan? Me personally, I was kind of upset when they put the Nike logo on the jerseys. It just looks weird and awkward.
I need to tell you, Medina just said, wow, never thought Pete the boss would get yanked. I'm sorry, Medina. It happened. All right. We forgive him though. Pete, it was one graphic. It's all right. You know what?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's because Pete didn't want to talk about it either. Hell no, I don't want no names on the back of the jersey. He didn't want to make a graphic for it. That's how against it Pete was.
At least I just want to say that at least I got yanked and not whacked. That's
yeah. At least they didn't throw you in the bathroom.
at least I'm not nutrition for pizza right now. So that's
yes. The mops, the water is always the best. Go ahead. Well,
so yeah, but I mean, I couldn't do it, bro. I could not get a jersey. It would be so weird. Like even when I ordered my custom one with my last name on it, it felt weird. I don't even wear it.
Well, first of all, this is where our friendship may diverge a little bit. Because honestly, I can't stand people that they get a jersey and put their own last name on a jersey. You know why? And this is why I can't. Hold on. This is why.
No,
this
go
is why.
ahead.
Now, if there's a player on the team that has your same last name, copy. I hear that. But the fact that my weird ass last name has not been introduced in any MLB games, NBA games, or NFL games, that's why I oppose to it. Now, there has been one baseball player that played for the New York Mets that does have my last name, Mr. Jim Beauchamp. He played for the New York Mets back in the days, and right now Marjan Beauchamp plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. So if anybody out there you want to get me a Marjan Beauchamp jersey, go ahead, because I can't see myself wearing a Mets jersey. Go ahead, Jigga.
Well, first of all, thanks for questioning our friendship. I didn't know it was that serious. All right. Off of my last name on the jersey. And I've got the same dilemma, bro. I put my first name in any video game, and it's like, we do not accept curse words. I'm like, what the heck it's not a curse word. Like, it's ridiculous. But I saw a little quick in the shout out to the chat here. But I'm seeing
my man Rod
is getting ready for some coquito tonight. What's up? Let's go.
Oh yeah, I already have the coquito in the fridge. Rod Thompson is in the chat. He said that would be blasphemy. Absolute blasphemy. My man Rod, what it do, baby?
I wouldn't buy a jersey either, bro. I that's a world I'm glad we don't live in. No names on the back of Yankees jersey. Moving on.
Move on. That's a big get yanked. But now let's jump into the next one, right? And it's the Lucas Luetge trade. The Yankees, they traded one of our favorite taxi drivers that works for Ubers on the weekend, Lucas Luetge, right? Because that man, Lucas Luetge, if I was to call a cab, I wouldn't trust that man to get into the cab. He just looks absolutely bonkers. But he's over to Atlanta. You know, his salary going through arbitration, he was requesting about $8 million. The Yankees had him at $5 million. So his arbitration is going to be around $6.5 to $6.8 million for the season. So the Yankees, they're trying to move some cash around, right? Is this a sign that a big move is on the rise? Go ahead, Jigga.
I mean, all we can do is like we always do, right? Outside looking in and kind of speculate, right? Obviously, people have problem with words like sourcing or, but the fact, I just little. But if you look at it for what's going on, it's like, okay, you're gonna have a bunch of these pieces. Is it to make it that one mega deal, right? But my issue, bro, is I'm so tired of going into the new year speculating everything left and right. Like I feel like the answers we want we're not getting, and let's look at this one on the screen.
Well, when
give Florial an opportunity. Oh, there we go. We switched it. All right. I want to say thank you to the Yankees and to all the Yankees fans. 2 years have been an absolute blast. Now will be a time in my life that myself and my family will never forget.
You know, he got an opportunity to be back in the major leagues. When it comes to Lucas Luetge, he was a journeyman reliever. You know, one of those guys that he was hopping from organization to organization, was out of baseball for a couple of years, made the Yankees via spring training. So he made the most of his ability. He cashed out on it, and now he's going to the Braves. When it comes to the Lucas Luetge trade, we get back Indigo Diaz, who's a reliever, a big time reliever on that, and we get back Caleb Durbin, who's an infielder also. Now, the Yankees, we have a bunch of infielders, right? And when it comes to free agency, the Yankees, they signed Tyler Durness, who's another reliever, to a minor league contract, right? Marwin Gonzalez decided to take his talents to Japan, to the country of the rising sun. So he's overseas playing in Japan now. We signed a reliever by the name of Tully to a minor league deal, and Diffo, William Diffo, I believe, he's a shortstop to a minor league contract as well. So does this mean that the Yankees are getting ready to move a lot of our relievers, or move a lot of our pitching depth, whatever pitching depth we have, or move some of the infielders we have around? I honestly don't know at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the chat, you got several people in there saying, guys, nothing else is happening. We're done. I mean, a lot of us have to feel that way, right? Yeah, we're getting all these pieces, and it feels like we might be going back into the Cashman bottom of the barrel shopping, right? So am I today, opposed to last Friday's Get Yanked? Am I closer to the nothing else is coming? I am. I'm definitely a lot closer on that side, especially when I'm seeing articles come out like Empire Sports Media where Cashman running out of cash, right? You're seeing articles from the New York Post that put out the other day, the luxury tax is limiting cash, right? And they're not going to go higher than they are now. So yeah, today I am much closer to there's not a big move coming.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, who was the other one? I don't even know how you say his last name. We just brought in another one, right? Danish.
Something like that. But there's also
I'm pretty sure it's like Danish or something, but I'd rather say Danish. The Danish.
Yeah, we like
the dessert
we like
dude?
the Danish. We like the Danish.
The Danish got signed.
My man Tim King of Jordan's in the chat. He brings it up. They're trying to get Trent Grissom, who was like the Walmart version of, I wouldn't say Walmart, I would say more like Five Below. He's the Five Below version of Brian Reynolds when it comes to Trent Grissom. The only thing about Trent Grissom is that he's a left-handed bat. When it comes to his fielding in the outfield, you guys remember when Trent Grissom was with Milwaukee and they was making a run for the wild card? He had a big era and a big time position. Then he went to San Diego, revitalized his career, but still he only hit under 200. I think it was 176 or 184 last year. So I'm not sold on Trent Grissom either.
No, but I mean, we talk about it all the time, right? Not just us here, but everybody in the chat, like this fan base, us Yankee fans. We know that every name, period, it starts off in the beginning, it's every name attached to the Yankees. When everything falls off the board, somehow now you find all kinds of other names to attach to us, right? Then they're like, oh, this guy over here who's missing an arm and a leg, but is on a minor league deal to the Yankees. Like, hold on a second. No, like literally, bro, everything gets attached to us. But what I love about this time of the year, or not even this time of the year, but right now, as crazy as it sounds, as a content guy, I love it because to be able to see our fan base, us as Yankees fans, you've got the one half that's like, we're done. Nothing else is happening. You've got the other half that's like, the major move is on its way. And then you got the other fan base was just like, we suck. We never do anything right. You know what I mean? So it's like trying to appease to every different one is hard. But if you take a step back and look at, all right, what's going on? I was not a big fan of the Luetge trade. I wasn't. I kind of like Luetge. I mean, he wasn't amazing, but I'm a solid reliever.
I'm gonna say what my man NYY News Ruben is in the chat said. Shout out to my man Ruben. He said Luetge was solid. He had an ERA under 3 as a Yankee. He was just a pitcher. He didn't wow you with his stuff, which is true. He just simply got it done. I like Luetge. Wish him the best in Atlanta. Absolutely. I wish him the best. When it comes down to it, when you're moving money around, if you have somebody who's making potentially $6 million and they're not a setup guy or a 7th inning guy, if they're more of a situational reliever, trade him to another team and try to see what you could get back. Like I said, we did bring back a big-time arm in the reliever that we got back from Atlanta. So let's see what happens. You never know. That arm right there could replace Lucas Luetge in the bullpen years down the line. We just don't know.
Yeah, facts. Before we move to the next topic, I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. I put the challenge out, episode 1, that, would love for you guys to start tagging and, tagging us and hitting things with Get Yanked or hitting up our DMs. I got to say, what is this, episode 4 now? Yeah. And now every week, I'm getting messages in the DMs with some good Get Yanked. So really do appreciate the fam here doing that. Everybody in the chat, love
Tyler Tabbitt, definitely Tyler Tabbitt. He's been tapping us in on Twitter talking about Get Yanked. My man Mark Teamaker in the chat over there at Yankees Morning Brew after the video, always hitting me with some information. Who else? L.I. Yankee King. Every day L.I. Yankee King is hitting me with some trade scenarios he made up in MLB The Show. But that's my man L.I. Yankee King. I had a dope conversation with him on the open panel.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with Dane. Shout out to Dane. Shout out to Ruben. You guys hitting me up in the DMs. Appreciate it. What do you think,
Anthony
bro?
Medina as well.
Facts. What do you think? We jump into the next Get Yanked?
Let's jump into the next Get Yanked. Let's jump into the next Get Yanked. Because I think when it comes to Lucas Luetge, it's 50-50. I don't think he got yanked. It's a 50-50. It's a toss-up when it comes to him. But let's go to the next one, right? The next one lined up we got over there, Matt Carpenter. Matty Carps, the mustache originator himself. He's going over to San Diego, and he's another one that wanted to wish the Yankee fans and thank the Yankee organization. I read this one. He said, that's from Lucas Luetge.
Yeah, guys, let me jump in real quick. This is my biggest Get Yanked of all time.
No,
it's funny. It's going to update, so you're going to see Matt Carpenter on there, but I just want the fans to know, too. It's going to update. The funny thing, I finally took, NYYST wasn't on this week. Twin Bill, we didn't do this week. So I actually had a couple of days off, and I am so damn rusty. I was like,
bro, it's good.
I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm like, what is this?
Okay, you know what?
What is that?
I had internet issues last week. I had internet issues last week. I'm good.
Fellas, this is a safe space, okay? All right. This isn't a certain no network. That's all I did there. This isn't where we have to sit here and fluff things and do fake titles in our descriptions. We are real talk for the real fans, right?
Are you talking about, hold on, sir. Are you talking about clickbait?
Oh, next topic.
Next topic, Matt Carpenter. Yes, there it is. He fixed it. Thank you, Pete. I appreciate you, bro. Love and blessings. He said, Matt Carpenter said, to say it was an honor to put on the pinstripes last season would be an understatement of a lifetime. Memories I will never forget. To my teammates, coaches, front office, ownership, and the great fan base of the New York Yankees, thank you for letting me be a part of it. You know, Matt Carpenter, in the postseason, the last at bat, we remember of Matt Carpenter as him striking out, right? But Matt Carpenter, he gave us that juice during the summertime, you know, late spring, early summer. You know, he was, after Aaron Judge, he was the second best at bat for a little while in that lineup, right? So appreciate Matt Carpenter for everything he did. I would have loved to get a round 2 of Matt Carpenter not being injured, but hey, it never happens. I wish you the best in San Diego. It's going to be hard to hit some home runs over there in that big ballpark, but wish you the best in San Diego.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was one of those ones. I mean, I don't think he was going to catch lightning in the bottle again, right? It was fun. It added to what was 2022 for us. He killed it, you know, and then the injury happened, didn't come back quite as good as he was in the beginning of the year. So yeah, you know what? Good luck to Luetge out there. Go kill it, bro. Do your thing. But before we move on, did you see the comment in the chat here? Hold on.
Is it from Jeff?
Sunil says, do I get yanked for comparing you both to John Tortoro and John Leguizamo? First
you
of
know
all,
what?
I've had the third time today that I got called John Leguizamo, bro.
Yeah, no, I called you Lin-Manuel and John Leguizamo. Both of them.
You called me both of them. Yeah. All right, great, thanks. Sunil, we'll debate if you get yanked. We might have to make that a poll today. All right.
Yeah, we need to put that on a t-shirt. That's what we need to put. But I take it. You know, I take the Totoro. You know, you feel me? But like Mark in the chat said, Carp is a class act, right? I think a lot of people said would have loved to see Carpenter for another year, but wish him the best. Yeah, I agree. You know, Matt Carpenter at the age that he was in, you know, he literally missed baseball for how many seasons, literally broke his swing down to the bottom, broke everything down, and rebuilt himself up as a borderline all-star with the numbers that he put up. You know, Matt Carpenter, borderline all-star with those numbers, right? After Aaron Judge, he was the most consistent hitter in that lineup before he got injured and went out. And you saw when we lost Matt Carpenter, I understand, you know, everything else compiled with it, Michael King and other injuries, but we literally finished the season playing under 500. That's what we finished the season at, bro. So wish him the best. Hopefully he does well in San Diego.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
You know what?
So
I'm gonna pull this one up in the chat. All right, let's check this one out, baby. Because I saw it was nice and long, and I like when people take the time to, you know, to write something. Ted Onset. If I got that wrong, I'm sorry, Ted. 1, Correa will be a Met. This will put extreme pressure on Hal. 2, Hal's interview about beating the Astros was changes to the lineup. Don't be angry when they go all in for Reynolds. No prospect hugging.
Appreciate that chat. I mean, appreciate that chat right there, because I was gonna bring it up at the end when it comes to Carlos Correa. So I appreciate Ted for bringing it up. When it comes to Carlos Correa and the injury that he has, when Carlos Correa was a prospect, I believe back in 2013 or 2014, right? He actually fractured his tibia, and he actually had a metal plate inserted in that area, right? So what happened to Carlos Correa last year, he played the game against the Kansas City Royals, September 20th of last season. He was sliding into second base, and he re-aggravated that injury. So when it comes to that injury, that's why the Mets and the San Francisco Giants, they had some tribulations afterwards. They took a step back and they paused on it. When it comes to Carlos Correa, I agree that he will eventually end up with the Mets, but I don't think it's for that amount of years. Or if it is, there's some clauses or some insurance in there that protects the team long term. Because if you think about a fractured tibia, your fractured broken leg, whatever, he's a shortstop. or going to third base. He's an infielder. If that injury reoccurs at a later stage in his career when he's older, he can't recover as well, it's going to be a liability on the team if you're paying him 35, 40 million.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it'll work itself out, right? I think the money number will stay the same. Like you said, they're obviously going to put a lot of clauses in there when it comes to the injuries and stuff. So Neil said the next 12, 315 deal for Correa will be with his ortho. Good luck, ortho. Here's a 12-year, 315.
There you go. There you go. But no, but hopefully he gets this deal locked up, because I don't want the Mets to go after Manny Machado next offseason. I know that's a conversation for another day, but let the Mets sign Carlos Correa, who's an injury liability, and I just don't want Manny Machado to wind up with the Mets next offseason.
I like Emmanuel in the chat says Hal need to swoop in for Correa. You see a lot of that on social, right? A lot of people calling for it. Go get him. Then you got the other half that's just like, we don't want him here. He's the worst person in the world.
No,
what's your stance on it?
When it comes to Carlos Correa, right? Carlos Correa, he has all the talents in the world. He's a phenomenal baseball player, right? So from the baseball, take the personal stuff, take the 20s, the cheating, take all of that, throw it out the window. When it comes to Carlos Correa and his ability to play baseball, if we were to add him to this team, whether it be at shortstop or third base, whatever position he would play, he will help improve this team. And nobody can argue against that. Now, people may say they don't like him because of what he said about Jeter, right? Or they don't like him because of what happened in 2017, 2018 with the cheating scandal and all that. I understand why you're mad. But from a baseball point of view, when it comes to his baseball talent, you cannot deny that if we added Carlos Correa to this team, it wouldn't improve this team from an offense and defensive aspect.
Yeah, I can't argue that. But I mean, look, if we look at social media, the one thing about this job right now, Hector, our show on Fridays, is the amount of time invested trying to find things to get yanked, right? Mm-hmm. If I literally were a person that just sat there and paid attention to Twitter and social media for my Yankees news, I would have came to this show today saying, man, did you see we made a lot of moves? We signed Correa, we got Trout, we got Reynolds and Bauer all this week on our team. I can sit here and say every one of those names could be an asset for our team.
Yep.
Doesn't mean we go and grab every single one of them or that it's a dream that's actually going to come true. The Correa 100%. Mess is the Correa mess. Do I think it ends up with us here on the Yankees? No, obviously I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Do I think the Bauer conversation is crazy? Yeah. Do I see Bauer coming to the Yankees? I personally don't.
Yeah.
I'm okay with our starting five. I don't know about
I'm definitely
else.
okay. I'm definitely okay with our starting five.
We're in a situation to have a powerhouse, right? And if Montas can at least come back halfway decent, our core is freaking.
The only thing that when it comes to Trevor Bauer, and this is the only thing that I like about if we were to go out there and get him, right? Personal self, put that to the side. But when it comes to Trevor Bauer, because the Dodgers are going to be on the hook for $35 million, right? They're going to release him. He's going to go on waivers. No team is going to pick him up because no team is going to want to pay what the Dodgers owe him for that year. But what it is, if he passes through waivers and the Yankees sign him for a 1-year, $8 million deal, right? The Yankees only have to pay $8 million and the Dodgers have to pay the $28 million that's left or whatever's left until it equals up to $35 million. They just can't go over the $35 million threshold.
Right.
So when it comes to that, the Dodgers are going to be paying the majority of his salary for next season. So any team that goes in there, if you offer him a 1-year, $10 million deal, a 1-year, $5 million deal, all you got to know is that the Dodgers are going to be on the hook for the rest of it. You could literally sign him for the league minimum $1 million, and the Dodgers will have to pay $30 million or $34 million of what's owed to him. So that's the only reason I would be interested, because of the value and how much it will cost us to add that type of pitcher to the rotation. But I don't think the Yankees front office would add Trevor Bauer because of the baggage that comes along with him, and they don't want no player that has his own YouTube channel to be on YouTube during the season. Let's be real.
Right. That's why they didn't sign you, bro. I've been pitching you to the Yankees for. All right, super chat, my boy Rasan Thompson. Rasan says, as fans, it's very easy to focus on the Mets. However, the Yankees have to focus on guys that will get the job done and not 100%. Focus on superstars. Scott Roches wasn't a superstar when the Yanks got him. Facts. I'll drop a little bit
Just
of
bring a
that
little
on that.
salt. Bring
Way
some
to
little
go.
salt, babe, on that.
Right there. Rashawn, that was a dope take. Yeah, I mean, he's right. Right. But that's the thing. Everybody wants to talk about we need the big star, the big names and all that. And we just had a whole week of not big names, bunch of under the radar signings, bunch of little minor league deals. Work is being done. Right. So we can't sit here and say things aren't happening. It's just, it's not the big that we want. And I still believe, again, I'm closer today on the we're not doing another big move. Don't get me wrong. If it happens, I will be ecstatic. But we have to be happy with the fact that we've gotten what we gotten so far.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean,
which
I
am. Which I agree with Rashawn when he said that we have to focus on our team and get players that aren't superstars. Because he's right. Scott Brosius was a steal. Got him from the Oakland A's. Boom, 30 home runs. Automatic steal. It's just who is going to be that next player, right? Let's bring up the next tweet before we get more into the Brian Reynolds situation, because this was more of a joke, more funny than anything. I think we could all joke and laugh about this next one that's coming up. Pete, if you could load that one up. When it comes to this player, right, this is no shade on this player. This is not this player's fault, right? But when it comes to the Boston Red Sox, they have released a player that was one of their top prospects. Mr. Jeter Downs was released by the Boston Red Sox, and he was picked up by the Washington Nationals. Why am I bringing up Jeter Downs? Why? Because during the season, they tried to force that headline. They try to force that moment that, oh, Jeter Downs gets a home run against the Yankees. Jeter Downs walks it off. They try to force that headline. It didn't work out for the Red Sox because they wound up releasing Jeter Downs because he didn't turn into be the next Derek Jeter. He turned up to be a Five Below version of Javier Baez, who just strikes out all the damn time. So Jeter Downs, like I said, this is no shade towards you. Maybe some shade towards your parents. But I wish you the best in Washington, and it just didn't work out. You're not the Jeets.
First of all, bro, I think that's the first time I've seen us actually yank parents on the show. We're not yanking you, but your parents are getting yanked. That was great, Hector. Yeah, dude. I mean, he was supposed to be like the Colombian sensation, right? When he came out, like that was what they were pushing, right? He was gonna be the Colombian Derek Jeter and all that. And good luck to you.
Didn't work out.
All right, bye.
Like Angel in the chat said, Jeter Downs was down. 100%. Jeter Downs was down. And like I said, ain't no shade towards him. Maybe he winds up being a average major league ball player in Washington. It's just, I hated that last season. I hated that when they try to force that situation. You're not going to force a headline and the whole Derek Jeter, Jeter Downs, Boston Red Sox, New York Yankee. It was disgusting to me. And it was kind of cringy, honestly.
Yeah, no. Moving on. Congratulations, Jeter Downs. Your parents just got yanked.
Deuces, Jeter Downs, deuces. Now, let's jump into it, right? Because there was a chat that was in here, hold on, that said the trade for Brian Reynolds are cooling down. Shout out to my man Blake Morris in the chat that brought that up. Now, when it comes to Brian Reynolds, we have discussed how the Yankees could figure out a way to get him. Right, the Pittsburgh Pirates, it came out according to sources, the big parentheses around there. According to sources, the Pittsburgh Pirates want pitching prospects back, right, or pitching back in a return for Brian Reynolds. So one thing the Yankees do not have is in the minor league system, it's pitching depth, right? We have Will Warren, I get it. Randy Vasquez, I get it, right? We got Clayton Beater from the Dodgers, I get it. But when it comes to like the overall package that you can put together, our prospects that we have that are high-end prospects are position players, right? So when it comes down to the three teams that's apparently rumored by sources to be in on a Mr. Brian Reynolds, it's the Seattle Mariners, it's the LA Dodgers, and it's the New York Yankees. Jigman, chime in real quick before I gave my overall assessment of a trade.
No, go ahead. I want to hear your trade package because I know we've got a couple of trade packages we're going to pull up here in a second too. Yeah. All right. But I want to hear your takes on this.
Cool. So when it comes to a trade package, yes, like I just said, when it comes to our prospects, we have more high-end position player prospects. So if I were the Yankees, I would try to give Pittsburgh players that are already major league ready. So let me know in the chat if this is a trade that you guys will entertain, right? Shout out to my man at Ball Cap Sports, because he had a great video on different trade scenarios, and I took some of this from what he put out. So shout out to my man at Ball Cap Sports, right? So when I'm talking about trade scenarios, if the Yankees want to get Brian Reynolds, let's start the package off with a Gleyber Torres, right? A second baseman who hit over 20 home runs last season. He has team control for the next 2 seasons. It's a great way to pair him up with his best friend as a child from the Yankees farm system, the starting left fielder, Miguel Andujar. They got O'Neal Cruz at shortstop. So maybe this could be a revitalization of Gleyber Torres' career because he has his best friend, Miguel Andujar, over there. So we started off with a Gleyber Torres. Now, when it comes to the pitching side of things, let's shift over to the pitching. We could either throw in these 3 pitchers or probably 2 of them. I would start off with Domingo Germán, right? He did win 18 games from us one season. We could put him in there. You put Domingo Germán in that rotation, he's probably the 3rd or 2nd best pitcher that they have in that starting rotation, right? And then you throw in Mr. Clark Smith. Throw in Clark Smith to that trade, another pitcher who was a reliever and a starter last season. He could be inserted right into the Pittsburgh Pirates rotation. Now, this is where it gets funky, right? Let me know if you guys will be willing to make this trade. I say we throw in Michael King into that trade. Yes, I said it, Michael King from our bullpen, who is probably one of our best relievers, if not our best relievers last year when it comes to our bullpen. He had a borderline all-star season before he got injured, right? So let's throw in Michael King. That way they could choose if they want to make him a reliever or a starter. I honestly would keep him as a reliever. That way next year, the Pittsburgh Pirates can be somewhat competitive with David Bednar and Michael King in that bullpen. You add Germán to that rotation, Clark Smith to that rotation, Gleyber Torres at second base. So that would be major league ready talent. Now let's talk about the minor league prospects. I will give him our 4th best prospect, Everson Pereira, in that trade. Throw in Everson Pereira, then Luis Hill, who's recovering from Tommy John. And if I had to, I would throw in Randy Vasquez also. That's about 7 players that the Yankees could put towards Pittsburgh. It may be an overpay because we're throwing in Michael King, but at the same time, it gives them both some prospects that are on the pipeline and major league talent that's ready to go. Let me know in the chat if you love it or if you hate it or if I'm just a big bobo.
No, I mean, that's solid take. It is, Hector. I mean, even in the chat, while you were talking, you had right here, Chris Perez, my trade package proposal, Yankees acquire Reynolds and Pirates acquire King, Schmidt, Pereira, and Torres. So he's right there with you, throwing in that King in there, throwing the Pereira and Torres. So let me put it this way to you first, Hector. So obviously, any move we make, you're on the page where Torres has to be included, right? There's no world where to pull off a big deal, Torres is still on this team, right? Are we all as a fan base just okay with saying that's it? Torres is gone? We're moving on from Torres after last season?
I'm not sure if the Yankees
is it more that we're okay as a fan base saying, well, it's okay to let him go? Or are you still in the camp of keeping him?
I look at it like this. Are the Yankees going to give Gleyber Torres an $100 million contract for 6-7 seasons after he's a free agent? I don't think so. So I would trade him right now while his value high. And when it comes to Michael King and his injury, we don't know what he's going to be like next season, right? So it's a 50-50 thing if he could return to the form that he once was before or if he's a total bust. So if we had to take a 50-50 chance, I would trade him while his value is still somewhat high, even if he's injured.
Hey, guys, can I throw something in there real quick?
Go ahead, baby.
What? Jesus?
This is well,
I said Pete. Okay,
I should just come for the voice from above. Hello. It's funny when you Hector, when you were actually just bringing it up, I thought of something in my head, and one of the things you learn about with Brian Cashman after watching him for years is Brian Cashman has a hell of an ego. Now, what is the one thing? Well, think about this for a second, and this is why I really believe that a move is going to happen. I know, like Jigga Man said, you're right. We've kind of got to a point now where we just believe the Yankees aren't going to do anything, right? We've seen it too much now. We're like, all right, they're going to stick with what they got. They're at a certain amount. Here's the thing, though, you got to think about. I'm probably going to put an extended video out on this today or at some point in the next couple of days. Brian Cashman's ego has nothing to do with this offseason. He hasn't done anything to get credit for. You can't give him credit for Judge, can't give him credit for Rodon.
Exactly.
So what has Brian? I cannot see Brian Cashman sitting back being like, I had no say in what happened to this club this year. Like, I expect Cashman's working on something, and that hopefully something gets done. And I'll be honest, Hector, I never thought about Michael King in a deal. I like Michael King a lot. I do.
Love him too, yeah.
But let me tell you something. That arm injury kind of scares you. And if the Pirates are sitting there saying, hey, you know what? Dude could be elite. We'll take him. Hey, if you guys want to throw in Bednar too, let's get crazy. Why not? You know what I mean? So, but no, I wanted to throw it out there. I wanted to throw it out there when it comes to the ego, because we haven't seen Cashman kind of be this quiet. And is he going to let Steinbrenner get all the credit for what happened this year? I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember, Pete, last week's show is one of the things I said, right? Where we all know, we're sitting here and saying every move has been how.
Yeah, that's right.
So we actually got to hope that Cashman's ego is affected right now, because that's I agree with you, bro. I think that's going to be the piece that makes it that he goes and does a deal just because he needs his name in lights.
Well, the other thing too is sometimes you got to look at baseball with legitimate logic, right? Like the whole idea of him saying, "Hey, we got Flor," and I know you guys are going to talk about this, so I don't want to get ahead of you. But we got Florial, we got Oswaldo Cabrera. This is the same thing that Cashman has said year after year after year after year. He always does this. That's not nothing new. That's not him saying it's going to happen. But it's almost like hey, Bubba Crosby's a center fielder, and then they get Johnny Damon. Nick Swisher's the first baseman. They get Mark Teixeira.
Boom.
So my whole thing is, if you know Brian Cash, you watched him for a long time. He's had 3 months to make deals and move salaries, and he hasn't done none of it. I don't know. I believe he has to be working on something. Brian Cashman ain't the type to just sit back and let things roll over him. He got to do something that he feels is right. He hasn't done that yet. So we'll see.
Yeah. And, I'm not too sure, because they waited a while to announce Brian Cashman's contract extension. They waited a while. So I'm not sure if that had anything to do with him not being fully involved in contract negotiations. But like Pete said, off of re-signing his new deal, right, knowing he's going to be in charge of the team for the next 4 years at whatever capacity he has, Brian Cashman is definitely going to make a deal. We're not going to go into the spring training with Aaron Hicks as a $10 million backup fourth outfielder and Estevan Florial and Oswald Cabrera competing for that left field spot. That's just not going to happen. So we can expect Brian Cashman to make a deal. Now, what deal would it be? Is he going to call up Pittsburgh and make that trade, even though he's best friends with the GM from Pittsburgh? We don't know. Is he going to pivot and go call up Arizona and offer Gleyber Torres in order to get McCormick? We just don't know. But a move is definitely going to happen. And when I put in Michael King to that trade, right? If you guys go to MLB Trade Evaluator, when they put how much value a player has, Brian Reynolds, it's at 55. That's his trade value. You put Michael King in that trade, it brings it up to 67, right? It's over exceeding the trade value. And I understand that's just a website, analytics. I get that. But we don't have the top end pitching prospects that they need to pull off the trade. But what we do have is major league ready players that are already contributing at a major league level that we could package in a deal for Brian Reynolds and sprinkle on some prospects at the same time.
I'll tell you right now, I think, you know what we didn't think about, though, was what Jeff in the chat said. Cashman got his own deal, guys. That man's been busy working. He was working on his own finances. He's burnt out, and that's why Hal's got to do all the work. Cashman got paid, and that's it. He's ready to go into the new year. He's making his own coquito tonight, bro. All right? He's like, let Hal figure it out.
And to Hector Cruz's point in the chat, you're absolutely right when it comes to Gleyber Torres, right? Pirates may not even want him because of the infielders they have. With Brian Hayes, who could play third base and second base, absolutely right. O'Neal Cruz, who most likely will be moved from shortstop to either the corner outfield spots because of that arm. Rodolfo, who's a switch hitting second baseman. He's kind of has some speed, can lay down a bunt, and they got their prospects coming up, right? Absolutely right. But Torres could still be a piece that if they trade for him, if Gleyber Torres is having a good season like he had last year, they can trade him to another team to recoup some more prospects. You never know how it's going to work out.
How about Sunil in the chat? Maybe Hal goes full Jerry Jones with the owner GM thing and Cashman gets yanked.
Hey, I'll be down for that. Cashman just an advisor. And I agree, Hurst, my man Hurst, I agree. It's most likely going to wind up being the LA Dodgers just because of Bobby Miller, who's their number one pitching prospect, their second prospect overall. It most likely will be the Dodgers. When it comes to the Mariners, because the Mariners are apparent in it as well, they don't have the prospects to pull that kind of deal off because they traded all their prospects for Luis Castillo. So unless they're willing to trade Logan Gilbert, who's one of their top end pitchers in the rotation, they can't make the deal. So it's most likely going to come down to the Dodgers if they want to get involved.
Yeah. The Big J Apple in the chat. I had the pleasure of meeting Mike King and watching him throw a pen at Ottavino's complex during the lockout. He's a down-to-earth kind of dude, and he is one hell of a pitcher.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, up until Hector brought it up, I wasn't even thinking of putting King in a package, right? For King fans. I mean, there's no reason not to be. NYY News, Ruben, I know he had something in there I saw a second ago, and it was, but is King viewed as a starting pitcher for the Pirates? Do the Pirates just want arms, or do they want starting pitching strictly?
Yeah.
I believe they said strictly they were wanting starting, right?
Yeah, they strictly wanted starting pitchers. But, you know, he was a starter in the past. Personally, me, I would keep him as a reliever just because of that injury. Yeah. You don't want to aggravate it. And you don't want to do to Michael King what they did to Jabba Chamberlain, bouncing him back and forth, wind up ruining his career. Yeah, so I agree with you, Ruben. Yeah, so that trade most likely won't end up being with the Dodgers. If I had to put money on it, I was just trying to get creative.
Well, I think we might have to jump into our next topic. And
Go ahead,
I think I'm noticing things in the chat that are saying Li should get yanked for his trades in the chat. Let's see. Get yanked Li from Brad Jewis. I guess we got to catch up with the chat. Li in there. First of all, listen. Yeah. I'm going to be real with y'all. All right.
Go ahead, baby.
Li was on the Yankees Morning Brew the other day. And I almost jumped on to say get yanked. And I saw the size of his hands. And I was like, yo, his hand was bigger than my face. So, Li, get yanked, but respectfully. I don't need you coming over here and slapping me around with that big hand of yours, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Pete, let's pull up the next one because I think it's time we talk about. Is it the trades?
No.
Is that what we have next?
Li Yankee King. Well. Look at that. They may be comfortable with Estevan Florial in left field to start the season. First of all, Li Yankee King, we still got that wager. Trust me. I don't back down on anything I put my money on. So, Li Yankee King, if that happens, I already said it. I'm not gonna fly you. I'm gonna put you on a bus from Ohio to New York to take you to a Yankee game during the season. I don't want Estevan Florial to be the left fielder because I'm not trying to come out of pocket. But Li Yankee King, he don't get yanked in this one, but you got to give it up for my man. He wants his guy in left field to start the season. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, there was a big tweet that went out and said, if there's no other moves, how does the Yankees fan base feel about Estevan Florial? And then Cashman made his comments. And I'll tell you, before Li even put a tweet out, I was expecting it, okay?
Yeah.
Every comment under that was, well, as long as it's not Hicks, let's try him in the spring, right? Let's put Florial out there. At this point, the only reason I don't want to see Florial, period, isn't even because I don't want him to have a chance. It's because I don't think I could survive with Li yanking us back, bro. Okay?
No, because that man's hands are huge. Like Li is
Florial's out there. That's it. That's it. We have to rebrand the entire show.
Li is literally the missing link that they're looking for, like that missing link between primate and human being. That's Li Yankee King, because that man's hands is huge. He will literally choke somebody out with just 2 fingers.
For real. But Li, I'm sorry, bro. I cannot get on the DJ LeMahieu trade scenarios that you throw out there. Like anytime you throw a DJ one out, I'm telling you right now, instant get yanked. Instant.
Jason Lang said he hasn't learned anything since getting booed. Anthony Medina, he would never learn, Jason.
It's all love, Li. Some of the trade that he threw out there, right? And I want to pull them up because I know we had them in there. Hector, while I pull these up, bro, let's really dig in. And I know it's been a conversation for weeks now, but this is the chat to do it with. Let's realistically right now say we're not making another trade for left field. Opening day, with what we have right now, what is your scenario?
With what we have right now,
yeah,
I with whatever we have on this roster right now, if this was the roster we'll start the season with, I don't want to do it because I just don't want to stick him in one position because he's so versatile, could play all over the place. He could probably be a backup catcher if you let him. When I was having that conversation with Rob Brantley, he literally said that if it was up to him, it would be Cabrera in left field. I get it. Rob Brantley is just a player from the Yankees. He doesn't have that much swing say. He's just a journeyman. I understand it. But Rob Brantley spoke very highly of Oswald Cabrera, the type of player he is, the type of teammate he is. It was a great conversation. I will be putting out some footage of that interview on the next episode of the Yankees Morning Brew, so make sure you guys tune in this Tuesday, 11 a.m. But having that conversation with Rob Brantley said if it was up to him, he would have Cabrera starting in left field. And he said if you gave Cabrera the catcher's equipment, he would probably catch a couple innings if it was up to him. And I believe him.
Yeah, he said it like it was a fact, right? It wasn't like he was just saying it to hype up his boy. Like he was saying it as a fact. Like this is who I would rock out in left field. So this one, Li, I'm sticking with you, bro, because you blessed us with a couple of trade packages that you tagged us on this week. And the community stepped up, Ruben. Good conversation with him, Dane, a couple other people. Trade number 4 was one that I want to start with. D-backs, here's his scenario. The D-backs and the Yankees trade scenario. And chat, get your fingers ready.
Get your ready to type to get yanked.
Or not, your choice. D-backs acquire right-hand pitcher Frankie Montas, right-hand pitcher Lou Trevino, left-hand pitcher Wandy Peralta. The Yankees acquire right-hand pitcher Dre Jamison, right-hand pitcher Carlos Vargas, and left-hand pitcher Yu Min Lin.
Can I just say why stop there? Why stop there? Why stop at Trevino, Montas, and more? Let's add everybody in there, Li. Come on, why stop right there? I gotta say, I don't do the get yanked, but get yanked, please. Put everybody else in the trade. Ship out Mike King. Ship out everyone. Let's get 2 more additional prospects to win the World Series this year, baby boy. What are we doing? I'm sorry, I had to do it. It's not my show. Enjoy, guys.
No. This is your show.
It's all good.
Pete, we need. I got a favor, bro. We need a Spanky that also, as he runs around the screen, has a thing that just says "get yanked." All right,
I got you. I'm working. Yeah, me and Spank got a photo shoot this weekend that he prepared for. He ready to rock and roll with. So Spank got some stuff going on. So yeah, Spank. There's gonna be a get yanked for Spank. Matter of fact, Rod Thompson texted me. He said, "Hey man, I need a new shirt." I said, "What's up?" He goes, "Get yanked or get spanked."
Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. Hey,
so we're gonna see. We're gonna see about that.
I like
but
that.
Li, trade everybody, fam. Let's have nobody. Let's have all single A prospects on the club, and we'll root for that.
Let's go. Why not throw in Thurman Munson's locker while you're at it? Just throw in Thurman Munson's locker in a trade. Why not?
Here's the best part, Hector. We don't even have to say get yanked. Have you looked at the chat? I'm sorry, Li, but the chat has spoken. Look at it. Look at it. Get yanked. Get yanked.
The community has definitely spoken. Eli, you know it's all love, baby. You know it's all love. We just joking around, Eli, at the end of the day when it comes down to it. But the community has spoken. If this was Survivor, you would have been voted off of the island, my friend. Ivan Manny is in the chat. My man Ivan Manny is in the chat. Listen, like I said, I do host an open panel on Thursdays over at the Yankees Morning Brew. Ivan Manny was on the chat. We had a great conversation. So was Li Yankee King. So was Mikey Miles in the 4 Train Express. Eric Wallace was in the building as well. So if you guys are interested in joining the open panel, just know every Thursday over at the Yankees Morning Brew, I do the open panel and everybody's welcome to come, right? If you're somebody that wants to get into content creating and you haven't had a spot or a place to do it, come on to the open panel and come join a great conversation. Go ahead, Jigs.
All right, so let's see. Let's look at Ted. Ted said offer Schmidt 5 years control. Number 2 starter right now for Pirates. Pick any 3 prospects not named Volpe or Jason D. Why not? Total 4 players. Peraza can go. It takes talent to get talent.
Wait, I got ADHD, bro. So are we still talking about Li trade scenario?
Oh, no. I'm going in the chat for this one because I saw it pop up. But the good thing is Li gives enough. We'll be back for Li.
Emmanuel Munez in the chat. Hold on. He said Emmanuel Munez in the chat is like LeMayo. He's traded Judge, Stanton, DJ, everyone on the team. He want all prospects.
Well, I mean, and that's great that you read that one because it kind of goes hand to hand with that last one. Yeah, I mean, obviously we need to stop with the hoarding of prospects, right? If we're not going to use them, call them up. Yeah, it does take players to get players, right? But again, you better wow the crap out of me if we're putting names on there that we really don't want to get rid of. Like if you're just going to throw everybody and their mother and you're coming back with a move that doesn't really help us get to 28, then it's not, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather them come out and be like, hey guys, we can't make any more moves. Cashman really sucks at his job this year again. We're gonna let you guys know we're not going for 28. And we're gonna cut the prices of tickets down.
And chicken tendies.
And chicken tendies. And chicken tendies. We need the chicken tendies.
We definitely do. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. Right. And I'm tired of people bringing up the money in baseball and owners can't spend and they can't go past the threshold. Listen, Major League Baseball is the only professional sport in the Eastern Hemisphere over here on the West that doesn't have a salary cap. When you look at every other professional sport out there, NFL, MLB, NHL, that is a professional sport, whatever, NHL, every other league has a salary cap. Major League Baseball doesn't. And you guys have to understand, and I've said this a bunch of times, when it comes to that TV deal, MLB Network, that MLB Network that chooses, that covers every Major League sports team, at the beginning of the season, every owner is handed a check of $100 million for their team because of that TV deal. That $100 million, that's the money that Steve Cohen is going to use for his luxury tax. Just know that. So the owners can spend money, and I'm tired of people saying they can't spend money. It's not my money. I understand that, but don't be scared to spend some money.
Right. Well, we'll move on from LI. In the chat, Medina said, I think one LI is more than enough. But LI did say, I never traded Judge, DJ, and Stanton. So that's good. We're going into the season with 3 players, guys.
We got another
super
super chat.
I saw a super chat from David Miza.
David, what it do? Salute, 3 capital S's, my man.
There's a left fielder coming, but it's someone we're not expecting. Still like Reynolds, but honestly, I don't think Cashman is going to do much else. Just wondering if we're waiting on Machado opts out. Go ahead, Hector. What do you think?
I agree with him. It's not going to be the Brian Reynolds, right? Because when it comes to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they have every right to want to do this, they're going to want the king's ransom for Brian Reynolds, especially since the Toronto Blue Jays overpaid from a player from over there from Arizona, right? So it just adds on to what you're going to bring back in return for Brian Reynolds. So I think it's definitely going to be a player that I don't think anybody talked about, right? So whoever it is, if they're an upgrade for our team, if they make our team better, I'm going to definitely embrace it 100%. But if it's just some bandage move, if it's some move for just a player who's just a defensive wizard, I'm going to be a little bit upset. As long as it's anyone else but Aaron Hicks, I can be happy. But I want it to be a player that can actually help from the offensive side of things, because that's what we need.
Yeah, I agree. I know we weren't going to do another LI one, but I do want to give Ruben his flowers because Ruben hit me up with this one. And hey, I said it. If people hit me up with it, get yanked, and we think it's worthy of making the show, we got to do it. So here was one of the trade options. You ready, Hector?
Go ahead, baby.
Yankees and Tigers trade. All right, chat, get ready. Get those fingers ready.
Here's the Gregory Soto trade. Let's do it. Who we trading? Are we trading the ghost? Are we trading the ghost of Yogi Berra? Who we trading? Who we trading?
Yankees acquire left-hand pitcher Gregory Soto. The Tigers acquire right-hand pitcher Luis Gil, infielder Trey Sweeney, right-hand pitcher Will Warren, and outfielder Elijah Dunham.
I don't hate it. It may be an overpay. I don't hate it.
People already in the chat. Get yanked.
Get yanked. Shout out my man Don in the chat. Sicario, what is good, my man?
Tyler typed to get yanked before I even finished reading the trade.
Yeah, Tyler was like, listen, get yanked. My man Bradley was like, get yanked. He didn't even let you finish, bro, because there's a delay. There's a delay when we're watching it on YouTube. And while you were talking, Bradley already had get yanked.
Guys, I actually saw into the future of another LI trade.
Oh, God.
LI said he wants to trade the Yankees 27 World Series titles for the Pirates 5 because it makes us the underdog again. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's
baby?
Hilarious. That's hilarious.
LI, we love you, bro, but come on, man. What are we doing over here?
LI's my guy. LI's my man. Like I said, LI, if Estevan Florial is a starting 11, I'm going to get you out here to New York City. Right. Let's knock on wood. If everything goes planned for 2023 with Nights of DJ, with NyynewsTV, if everything goes to plan, LI, I will get you out here in September for a Yankee game. I guarantee you that. Whether it's Estevan Florial in left field or not, I'm gonna get you out to New York City for a Yankee game, bro.
Yo, last thing before we move on from LI. LI, I know you're in the chat, so I'm gonna ask you directly. be honest with me, Eli. Even on that one, when you were done typing it, before you hit send, did you do this move? Sit back and say, I'm going to get yanked. Like, you had to feel it coming, bro. Like, I feel like there was a little bit of purpose behind that trade. Here, watch this one, guys. Bam. Like, you knew it was coming. Li, though, appreciate you, bro, dropping crazy takes, man.
NYY News Ruben, my man Ruben, he said, you empty 4 top 30 prospects for a reliever.
Yeah, Brad was like, way overpay. No, but that's what had me dying laughing was knowing that we say, because of the delay, and I wasn't even done. I already started seeing get yanked. I'm like,
already start seeing get yanked.
Oh, man.
But we appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's the last episode of Get Yanked for 2022. 2023 is going to be real big for NYY News TV, for us over here at the Knights of Dejan, for KOD Media. We got an announcement that's going to be coming real soon. We can't speak on it right now, but when it does come out, trust me, it's going to be a big one, and you guys are going to want to partake in it because it's going to be crazy. Jigga, best friend, before we dip out, any last words for the chat and for the boss?
Nah, first, man, appreciate NYY News TV fam, Pete, Jira, the whole squad, all of us connecting together. Just all the moves that this network is making, man.
Hirsch in the chat, Li would trade Joe Torre's four World Series rings for Manny Acta. Go ahead, bro.
It's this chat that makes it you can't leave. Like, you don't want to. Like, you sit here and just, all right, keep it coming. Big yanking coming in 23. I'm telling you. Li trades Volpe, Dominguez, and Peraza for Jacoby Ellsberg.
But you guys got to understand, you guys in the chat, you guys are the ones that make the show. Whether it's over here, whether it's Yankees Morning Brew, whether it's whatever show, the chat actually makes the show, and love interacting with you guys. It's been awesome joining the NYY News TV family. Pete Seminetti laid down the foundation, and we building things up brick by brick by brick over here. It's going to be a castle. What's that movie, Iron Castle? That's exactly what we're going to be in 2023.
Yo, it's going to be ridiculous. The lineup alone on NYY News TV, the addition of Derek, everything that's working up there, like Designated Spitter is about to be bananas. You've got hot balls. I mean, you're spitting, you're hot balling, you get yanking. We might get flagged just for the names of our shows, Pete. I'm just saying, bro. We might start attracting a different crowd in 2023, bro.
Yo, I need that clip cut right now because we got to be the dirtiest ass network.
I'm telling you. It didn't hit me until I said all 3 of them in a row. I was like, damn, that's dirty.
What's wrong with my mind, man? I'm starting to think about myself now for a second. What's up with you, Pete?
Pete, you're very NC-17. That's what it is,
I'm
bro.
telling you, fam. Spanky over here looking at me funny. I don't know what's going on.
We got a Spanky, we got a Yank. No wonder Pete was like, I like that name. But we're like, get Yanked. He's like, yeah, that fits perfectly. Oh, my God.
We're just a bunch of degenerates. That's all it is. Just a bunch of degenerates having a good time over here at NYY News TV.
Man, appreciate everybody in the chat. I hope you all have an amazing new year. We're only 4 episodes in, but I promise you, we don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Big things coming in 2023 with the crew. I'll tell you, man, I started drinking before the show. It's been an hour without drinking. Now it's time to start getting ready to celebrate the new year. I'm going to pour myself some coquito. Let's get it going. I've got nothing else, man. Appreciate everybody. Guys, last 24 hours, go on Twitter at Gigaporto, at Project Nerd HQ or Yankees Brew KOD, and hit up Pete and NYY News and just give us with a hashtag Get Yanked. Let us know you're following us and get yourself entered. I'll pull that drawing out. So next Friday, everybody will see who the winner is, and we'll get that Get Yanked shirt out. I'm excited, bro. 2023 is about to be phenomenal.
Super excited, bro. Right. Like always, 3 capital S's to the dome. And if you ain't down with us, we got a 2 words for ya. Yeah, baby. Oh. That's all right. That's all right. My neighbors is going to be mad at me for screaming. Now, this is the part of the show we don't know where it ends or if it begins. Let's just keep on shaking.
Like professional pose.
No, I ain't doing that. I ain't trying to break my camera with this ugly mug of mine. I ain't trying to break my camera. But
appreciate everybody in the chat.
2023. See y'all in the new year.
That's right. All right. I don't know if the show's over. I'm gonna walk away.
I'm gonna just don't walk away and leave.
Before it hits the front page.